Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating and often baffling career of a man who once ruled Hollywood with his rubber face and boundless energy. The one and only Jim Carrey. You know him from iconic roles like Ace Ventura, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. He was the king of comedy, the first actor to command a $20 million paycheck. But then, something changed. The man who made the world laugh seemed to retreat from the spotlight, and when he re-emerged, he was different. What happened to Jim Carrey? Why did he make such a bold and frankly shocking shift in his career? The answers might just leave you speechless. Let's rewind to the 90s. Jim Carrey was an unstoppable force. 1994 alone gave us Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. Can you even imagine a year like that for an actor today? He wasn't just a movie star. He was a cultural phenomenon. His physical comedy was unlike anything we'd seen before. He could contort his body and face in ways that seemed to defy physics. He was pure, unadulterated energy, and audiences couldn't get enough. He was the goofy, lovable guy everyone wanted to hang out with. But even in the midst of his comedic reign, there were glimmers of something deeper. Think about The Truman Show in 1998. Here, Carrey played a man whose entire life was a reality TV show. It was a brilliant performance that showcased his dramatic range. He wasn't just making funny faces. He was conveying a profound sense of confusion, paranoia, and ultimately, a desperate yearning for freedom. The film was a critical and commercial success, earning him a Golden Globe. It was our first major clue that there was more to Jim Carrey than just slapstick. Then came Man on the Moon, where he portrayed the eccentric and controversial comedian Andy Kaufman. Carrey's commitment to the role was legendary. He stayed in character as Kaufman, or Kaufman's obnoxious alter ego Tony Clifton, for the entire duration of the shoot. He wasn't acting. He was Andy Kaufman. This method acting took a huge toll on him and on everyone on set. The documentary Jim and Andy, The Great Beyond, gives us a raw look at this process. It was a mind-bending performance that again won him a Golden Globe, but it also raised questions. Where did Jim Carrey end and the character begin? It was a clear sign that he was pushing boundaries not just in his craft, but within himself. Perhaps the most significant turning point was Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. This 2004 film is a masterpiece, a beautiful and heartbreaking story about love, memory, and loss. Carrey played Joel Barish, a quiet, introverted man trying to erase the memories of a painful breakup. It was a completely subdued, vulnerable performance. He stripped away all the usual Carreyisms. There were no big, goofy grins or wild gestures. It was just raw, human emotion. This role proved beyond any doubt that Jim Carrey was one of the most versatile actors of his generation. He wasn't just a comedian who could do drama. He was a brilliant dramatic actor, period. But after these incredible dramatic turns, the big blockbuster comedies started to feel different. Sequels like Dumb and Dumber 2 were met with mixed reviews. It was almost like he had outgrown the very thing that made him famous. The audience still wanted the old Jim Carrey, but it seemed he was no longer there. His public appearances became less frequent, and when he did show up, his interviews were often philosophical, spiritual, and at times downright strange. Remember that red carpet interview from 2017? The reporter asked him a standard question, and he responded by talking about how none of this is real, how he doesn't exist. He said, "There is no me. There's just things happening." The internet went wild. Was he joking? Was he having a breakdown? Or was he enlightened? This was the new Jim Carrey. He wasn't performing for the cameras anymore. He was sharing his deepest existential thoughts, whether people were ready to hear them or not. So, what prompted this profound change? It wasn't one single event, but a culmination of life experiences. Carrey has been open about his lifelong battle with depression. He talked about how, at the height of his fame, he was on Prozac and still felt miserable. He realized that fame and fortune weren't the keys to happiness. He began a spiritual journey, exploring different philosophies, meditation, and consciousness. He found a new purpose, a new way of seeing the world that went far beyond the Hollywood bubble. And this new purpose found an incredible outlet: painting. Jim Carrey, the actor, became Jim Carrey, the artist. He threw himself into painting and political cartooning with the same intensity he once brought to his movie roles. His art is vibrant, chaotic, and deeply expressive. It's often satirical, taking sharp aim at political figures and social issues. Through his art, he found a new voice, a way to process his feelings and comment on the world without the constraints of a film set or a script. His studio became his sanctuary, a place where he could be his most authentic self. He didn't quit acting entirely, but his choices became far more selective. He took on the role of Jeff Piccirillo in the series Kidding. This role was almost painfully perfect for him. He played a beloved children's television host, a Mr. Rogers-type figure whose personal life is imploding. The character is a man forced to maintain a happy, smiling facade while grappling with immense grief and sadness. Sound familiar? It was a brilliant, nuanced performance that blurred the lines between the character's pain and Carrey's own publicly known struggles. It felt like he was channeling decades of his own experience into the role. Then, in a move that shocked everyone after the success of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, he announced he was fairly serious about retiring from acting. He said, "I've done enough. I am enough." This wasn't a PR stunt. It was a statement from a man who had reached a place of peace and contentment. He had climbed the mountain of fame, looked around, and decided the view was better somewhere else. He no longer needed the validation of an audience or the next big paycheck. He found his validation from within. So, why is his career shift so speechless worthy? Because it's a direct rejection of the Hollywood dream we're all sold. We're told that fame, money, and success will make us happy. Jim Carrey had more of that than almost anyone on the planet, and he walked away from it to pursue something more meaningful to him: spiritual growth, art, and quiet authenticity. He chose his own well-being over the relentless demands of stardom. He deconstructed his own celebrity persona in public, forcing us to question our own ideas about identity, success, and what it truly means to be happy. His journey is a powerful reminder that it's okay to change, to evolve, to outgrow the person you once were. It's a testament to the fact that our mental and spiritual health is more important than any external achievement. He didn't just play characters who searched for meaning. He embarked on that search in his own life, in the full glare of the public eye. In the end, the goofy pet detective became a profound philosopher and artist. The man who made us laugh until we cried now makes us think until our heads spin. It's a bold, brave, and utterly fascinating transformation. Jim Carrey's story isn't just about a career shift. It's about the journey of a human being seeking truth. And that's a performance more compelling than any movie he's ever made. What do you guys think about Jim's journey? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.